All right, guys, it is middle of March here in Texas, and we are in what I call fake spring. Something that happens here. We get a little warm front push through and things start turning green and some fish move up shallow, maybe even a 90-degree day, and everybody gets all fired up, puts away all their winter clothes, starts fishing, and maybe even plants their garden a little bit early. And then it goes back to being cold. It always seem like we get a second push of cold weather middle into March, and that's exactly what happened this year. Like I said, it's the middle of March, and it's 38 degrees this morning. It's supposed to hold cold temperatures through the week, so I try to hold off a little bit and do a little extra pig hunting. I've already done some fishing, but I haven't fully kicked off yet. I have caught a few sand bass in the creek, mainly males, and did a little bit of bass fishing yesterday. But anyway, it's back to being cold, so we're back in the woods. Perfect hog hunting conditions this morning. Got like a 12 to 14 mile an hour wind blowing in my face. Gives me some cover to be able to stalk. And obviously the front, gonna get them moving, and I've already seen a ton of sign. Unfortunately, coming in, I met a guy already down in here. I'm not sure where he parked. Well, I know where he parked, but I didn't see him there. And he's already worked a little loop. So who knows, he might have bumped pigs around. He said he didn't see anything, so we're gonna cruise through this pretty quick and try to get further than where he was at. See if we can't bump into one. I did bring a little spinning rod, because like I said, some sand bass have already moved up, so we'll see if we can't pull a couple out, but I'm not really worried about that today. I'll try to get a pig. It's been a tough, what I call pig season. Normally for about 2 months after deer season, January into February and some of early March, I'll hog hunt, scout for deer, and just wrap up the season. And I have yet to kill a hog this year. I shot a good hog and couldn't find it, so I should have had one. But hopefully today's the day we get that scratched off and some wild pork in the freezer, and we focus on fishing. But got the longbow today. Just slipping river bottoms. See how it goes. It's like, which one do you go down? Wind's blowing this way. We're just gonna parallel these top two. Stay low. That's pretty fresh, probably this morning. Just gotta catch up to him. That was really cool. I was just slipping through there and I caught some movement up above me. And there was about 20 deer in a group. 4 bucks in it. A few of them that were good bucks. Mainly just smaller ones. They were pushing around does like it was middle of November. And then while I was filming them, out the corner of my eye, I see a coyote kind of working towards me. I'd already leaned my bow up against a tree and just decided to film him instead of trying to get a shot and just scared him off. Pretty cool. The woods are active this morning. Ducks everywhere. Seen numerous deer, coyotes. Just no pigs yet. That's where you want to find them. A nest like this. All rooted up around here. This is what I like to hunt for pigs. If you can find a group, not a huge group, but a group working through all this. You got wind blowing for covering your noise. Sometimes it can seem easy to slip up on one. Other times, if it's dead still, they'll hear you from a mile away. I knew that nest was right there. I was hoping there'd be one in there. I slipped up to it real slow and was hoping for a chip shot. But not today. I don't know where these pigs are at. That was close. Trying to figure out what my point on is at 40. Just for fun, because I don't get to shoot this far very often. And it's a lot lower than I thought it would be, because I almost just smoked my GoPro. Here's one. Sweet. First cast. Heck yeah. All right, so kind of weird to catch one sand bass and then not have another bite. So I'm gonna cut off this little rooster tail and maybe see if a crappie jig or something works. I don't know. There's a deer stand right there. Just a classic lead head crappie jig, if I can see. 1/16 ounce. We'll throw just a little Bobby Garland swimmer on it. Pitch it out there. This cold front. They might be sitting at the bottom of the hole, all piled up together, not wanting to eat. But if we drop it down there to them and make it easy, maybe we'll pick up a couple. One, it's not fighting like a... Oh, that's a crappie. Sweet. Sweet. There's one. That's a crappie too. Or, nah, sandy. Fighting good though. All right. Got another one. That kind of feels like a sandy, but it should have been where a crappie was at. Oh, a nice crappie. Heck yeah. There's one. Alright, cool. Mad little fella. And this spot looks pretty good, like I remembered it. I was hoping for the water to be flowing better, but... Alright, the fishing's slow. I think I've caught 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. I didn't get one on camera. It's a little dink. I had literally put that jig right by that tiny little stick up right there. So it's cold. They're probably just sitting low, not doing much, with the front coming through. But spring is at hand. I'm not gonna fish too much longer. I've been down here about 30-40 minutes. I gotta start making my way back. I got about a 4-mile hike. See if I can't catch one more. Here's one. Boy, that sucker's fighting hard. That's not a sand bass, I know that. That's a largemouth. Oh, it's a good largemouth too, for a creek. Heck yeah. It's a good size Fish for a creek. Nice bass. Pretty. So let him go. Safe and sound. Oh. Eastern redbud bloomed out. That's for sure sign that it's springtime here in Texas. I think this is going to be our last little cold front. Once these guys start popping off, which they're everywhere down here, you're getting really close. It's going to be a good next few months. Okay, so I just jumped up pigs, but I'm more blown away by what I see over here to my left. My word, that absolute hammer of a Texas shed. Sweet. I think I can catch up with those pigs. Well, that was a big, ginormous cluster. I was working the perimeter of this overgrown cutover field, which actually is where I prefer to run into hogs at. Most of the time stalking's easier if they're out feeding in it. And I cut a trail that was just, I mean, the water was still muddy from where they had gone through it, so I knew they were close, but I figured they were moving. And I bumped up a couple, and they took off running. And then I scanned the area to see if there's some still bedded, waiting to bounce or take off. And then I saw that real nice shed. It's a good shed for Texas public. got me fired up. You think you're here to pig hunt. You see a deer shed and you could care less about pigs being in front of you. But no, they kind of went probably 30, 40 yards in front of me. I grabbed the shed, threw it on my backpack, and just listened. And then I could hear them kind of rooting around. So at that point in time, I had the wind on them. And I knew they didn't know what I was. They just heard me coming. So I slipped in there thick. And as you saw, all of a sudden I felt the wind hit me in the back of the neck. And they blew out and went down into some thick, nasty bottom. Nothing I could even get through to get to them. So I just made a big loop and dropped below them. And I'm probably too far out in front of them now. I'd imagine they're right up here in that thicket, and just bedded back down. So we're gonna keep pushing forward. Maybe we'll run into a different group.